that what do you call this? Anyway, I don't know this.
Uh, okay.
Like, oh, I want to use
You're
my
breaking up.
PHP. So I
Or
want,
you wanna use PHP?
yeah,
Oh, okay. All right. PHP. Okay.
yeah. So
So
in order for me to allow me, I must. So my thing, my Zen must still operate. So now because of the SQL, it's not still operating. So that didn't allow me to access my PHP.
okay. Okay, now I hear you. Okay, so I'm trying to wrap my mind around what you are saying. So you're saying you
Can I
want
share
to
my
use,
screen and show you?
okay, sharp.
Can you see it?
Not yet. Your screen is not showing yet. Well, yeah, now it's showing. Okay. So you're saying what your my SQL is not starting.
Yeah, it keeps on saying error. You can see like all the time.
Okay, let me see that SQL shut down unexpectedly. This may be due to a blocked port or missing dependency. Hello, Tsepo?
Yes, yes, sir. I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. So I was saying that did you install MySQL? Did you install it? Like MySQL, that was the SQL when I said install MySQL. Did you install it?
Yeah, the last time, unless I installed it in the wrong way, but I think
You did. Okay. So like then you're supposed to work because let me see here. My privileges and what missing dependencies, improper privileges, a crash, shut down on another method.
it's very subject.
Okay, entire log. Do this with me tomorrow. Let me see what time I'll get tomorrow, and then I can try to work on it for you. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and then say nine, yeah, around 9. So between 9 o'clock and 9:50, and yeah, around that time, and then you give me control of your screen, and then I'll log in via AnyDesk, and then I'll see what's up if I can sort it out for you.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problems.
yeah. So then tomorrow, and then I'm gonna fix it for you. Uh, okay, Tsepo. Tsepo, if I may ask a question, can I ask a question?
What's your question, sir?
My question is why did you choose to make use of thingy? What did you choose to make use of PHP?
It's about the app that I want to do. So the research I'm doing is showing you that she used
Oh,
PHP.
okay, okay, interesting. All right, no, that's cool. That's cool. That is cool. Okay, I know. It's cool, Tsepo. So as long as you comfy with that, so Mina, I'm happy. Yeah. All right. So with the rest of you guys, there's just something that I'm finishing up here. Just give me a second. So what I wanna do is, because remember I spoke about the thing, the bootstrap thing. So I want to apply that. Okay. So I was saying that yesterday I was saying that we want to start on Bootstrap today. So there's a bunch of things that I'm setting up here, and managed to figure out what the problem was. So now what I'm simply doing is actually decided to, restart doing this whole thing. So that's what I've been doing. But anyway, it's good because anyway, we still need to do Bootstrap. And for us to do Bootstrap properly, and then we need to code it like from down. But it's not like coding. It's just importing Bootstrap, and then from there, Bootstrap will do the coding itself. So yeah, just lies with me a little bit because I need to sort this out. Just 2 minutes. It's taking time, guys, this thing. Okay, let me do this. Let me just share my screen with you. So I'll share the command prompt right now, show you what I'm working at, and then from there, then I'll share the other part of the screen. So, okay, so what I've thinking of doing here, do I have my SQL here? Yes, I do. So Alice is still busy there. And then let me see if I can do this. SQL. Just 2 minutes, guys. Ne? Just give me 2 minutes. My thing, it's taking its own sweet time. So I'm trying to see here so that I can maybe be two birds with one stone to see here if I can maybe be working on the database while this thing is powering up on this side there. So, because I don't know why it's so slow today. For some weird reason, today it's so slow. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I think I might need to let me just restart this thing. Um, okay. Okay. I don't know. Let's see if this time I'm going to succeed in fixing this thing up because it's trying to, give me some kind of a headache. So what I'll do, so I'm just going to create a directory, and then I'll call it, should I call it? Let me. Then from there, okay, let's see. Okay, and then anything. And I want to create the front end. Okay. Yes. Oh, there we go. Useless. Okay. So I just decided here that let me just, um, start it because the issue there that I discovered that I was working with there was it had to do with ports. My ports were not working properly for some weird reason. But anyway, as soon as we are done with this part, as soon as we're done with the front end, and then we're going to design the back end. That is the next part that is left. Then we're just going to deal with the back end now. After, as soon as we're done designing the back end, and then we can always, we can always, but I'm going to design, I'm going to create everything before we start opening there. So that we know that dependencies that are left and stuff. So because I need to work with the front end, so I'm going to work with the front end, but we're going to install all the dependencies that are needed for the front end and the back end there. So here, what we're simply dealing with, that was the front end. This is the front end that you're dealing with here. And then you are going to also to deal with the back end. Still waiting just for it to finish up. And
Kanti why ungenzi izinto eziso? Ngabe lama-package uyathengiswa ngcwe lama-package lawa. Ayashaya mfana, hey. Yabo, this is out of this world. I know, no, 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 no. Ushayile le deco nayo, hayi. I love it. I love it for Mr. X. Yeah, no.
Okay, let's see now. Um, So while this Visual Studio Code is opening there, so for that part, let me just finish up with the back end. So I want to also, just deal with the back end part there. So still inside this directory here, payroll. So I'm going to deal with the back end. So Mac dir. So this mkdir just means Mac directory. So I'm just creating a new directory here. And then this one here, I'll call it back end because the other one was front end. Oh, excuse me. So now cd back end. So I'm opening the back end here, and then from there, npm initialize. Okay, well, this is busy. And then now I can go back to, you notice there, it's been created. Okay, there we go. And then I think I'm literally done with the backend side there. I just need to install Express. And then from there, as I said, that we're just going to come back to it there. So let me install Express npm install Express, because this is the backend part there. MySQL, because I'm using MySQL. And then body parcel. Okay. I think I'm sorted. So now I can literally shift my screen while this is still busy on its side there. Let me shift my screen now and share the visual code. Okay, visual code. Now on visual code, as I said, that it's basically the same thing that we did. Just gonna minimize the work just a little bit because I do not want to have a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna minimize. So then we're just gonna work with it from there. So now, this is what we have. This is what we have. I'm going to open, notice there we've got the back end and then we've got the front end. We've got the back end and the front end. So what I want to work with is the front end because this is where I am. So I'm just going to open that front end there. Notice under the front end, I've got node modules there. I've got the public and then I've got the SRC. You see that? And then under the SRC, this is what I have. All these other app modules that we have inside there, we've got all of that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create the components again, the same way that we did last time. But this time I'm not going to do, that same thing that we did like with the code and stuff, like coding each and everything. I'm not going to do that because I'm still going to copy some of the code that I have from before. I'm just going to copy and paste it here. And then if there is any, then we're just going to explain that. So now I'm creating the components there. Then the components that I need to create is I'm trying to see. Okay, let me do this. Let me right click here and then say new file. Okay, this time I decided not to create. You can either create a folder and then you just call it component.js or something, but this is up to you. Whatever that you need to do, that is entirely up to you. So what I'm trying to do is, because I want remember, I need to also install, um, I need to install Bash, right? Not Bash, what am I saying? I need to install Bootstrap. So I need to open a terminal. Let me first start there. Let me first start with the terminal. I need to open the terminal there. So I'm going to go here and then open a terminal. Then I'm going to install Bootstrap, because we need to make use of Bootstrap, because that is the whole point of us doing this. Like, we've done almost everything that we need to do. Then we're going to install Bootstrap, and then from there, then you'll be able to view the app sometime as soon as we're done, because we need to have the app at least looking like something, um, something that we can be able to, look at and be proud of. So yeah, let's see that. I'm just waiting for the thingy to, kick in. I'm just waiting for the terminal to kick in. Yeah. So, okay. Anyway, what is I'm waiting for the terminal to kick in here, because it needs to install our Bootstrap for us. So I'll be working with the new file. So let me create that new file here. And then this new file here, employee form, employee form .js. So now, okay. Form.js, and then as I said that I'm just gonna copy the code that I have, and then I'm going to paste it here. Then we're going to, and then okay, there we go. Okay, let me just install my Bootstrap here. Install. It's npm, npm install. Up there, it needs to be there. Okay, so anyway, now notice here, I'm just gonna talk about these aspects here. So now we imported React, of which this part here, and then from there use state, what the use state is for, basically is for creating that. And then from there, and then we've got importing. So here we're importing a form and a button from Bootstrap. You notice now we're making use of Bootstrap there, because we've actually installed Bootstrap. So which means everything is fine now. So we've actually installed that. And then also at the same time, there's certain code. So we've fixed this form here. Now, I mean this particular component. So this component here is going to receive certain things. It calls a function that is called employee form. And then this function here is going to receive a name, and then it's going to receive the time in, and it's going to receive the time out. And then from there, and then it's going to handle a submission, which is a button there. Now, when that button is pressed, so what it's supposed to do here is send a post request to your backend and to add an employee. You see that? And then from there, and then it includes that, and then handles the errors and everything else. And then now, what is it supposed to return? Now, it's supposed to return a div, and then that has got employee name there. That is a form that is handling a submit button, notice. And then from there, and then you've got a form group. Notice here, the components tend to be a little bit different. The reason why they're different from the normal components that you use is because this is Bootstrap. Now, Bootstrap now allows you to make use of these aspects there, especially when it comes to these forms here. You notice that there is some code, especially when it comes to Bootstrap, that is dealing with that. You notice every time whenever you're dealing with a form, there's always a form group that you wrap these things around. Then from there, you've got a label, and then you've got the control. And then from there, notice the control is getting its type, which is text, its value with a name, and notice it's written in brackets. Otherwise, if it wasn't written in brackets, you just write the actual name. But here we say name because the value has to be gotten from the function here. So that name has to be gotten from the function. That is why it's in curly brackets here. And then on change E, and then you're going to set the name of the target. And then we did this, I think was just a day before on Friday. And then also this one also deals with the time in. Notice the time in, the type is a type local, is a time item, sorry. So now that deals with that. So hence the type there is going to be the time local. Remember I spoke about this local type. I said that these things change. So there's like sometimes it can be new languages, sometimes it can be old languages, but these things actually do change. And then you at the same time you've got a button there, and then you're going to export that information. Then you are going to take a look as soon as we're done here. And then another module that I need to create. Okay, I'm just gonna work I think with two modules for now. I'm just gonna work with two modules, and then I'm going to create okay, like remember we had employee list yesterday, so we're just going to have that. So file, new file, and then I'm going to call it employee list. We have this dot like I'm making them the .js, but it's JavaScript, JSX actually. The code here is JSX. The reason why is because remember it's a combination of JavaScript and HTML. Hence, that's what we call it JSX. So that is the code there, because the top part here it deals with that. You notice here you've got a, we're still doing the same thing. We're importing and then a React, and also we're importing a table from Bootstrap. So we're importing the React, and then we're also importing a table from Bootstrap. Like before, in the employee form, we imported two form components, a form and a button. And then this time we're importing a table because we want to display this information in form of a table. So, and then the table, remember, it displays information in terms of what you call in terms of rows and columns. So that information there to be notice there you've got the table row. In the rows you've got the name, date in, time in, and then you've got time out, and then you've got your earnings there. So hence this is and then you can calculate those earnings somewhere here. This is up to you. So you can actually even put that code for you to calculate the earnings. So whereby the earnings are going to be maybe depending on the time that you've given, of which we didn't write the code here for actually putting in to calculate that amount of time there. But yeah, we need to do that calculation. So we're going to work around on how to do that particular calculation. But yeah, so now this here is that code that deals with that part there. Okay, we've got a module that we declared, but we haven't used. Okay, so that out later. But notice now, so far, so good. So we've got our table that we have extracted from Bootstrap. Instead of like trying to create a table and styling it, already Bootstrap is going to style the moment that we import. So I'm going to open that documentation for Bootstrap so that we can go and take a look at that particular documentation there. And then I need to just fix the code for JS. Where is that app.js? This one here. I just need to fix this code here actually. So let me do this and replace it to a code that is supposed to be there. Notice there I'm importing React again. Then I'm importing a browser router as a router, and then that routes with the switch. And then I've got a form that I've written there. Then I've got a list that I've written there. All of these items, I'm importing them there. And then it's calling a function called app. That function there has got a router taken from there. And then that router there shows you the parts of the different components that you're working with. So now, also we need to, like as in it, we're making use of Bootstrap. So we need to tell the Bootstrap that we're actually making use of it. So now, for us to do that, and then we need to go to the index.css. So at .js, not CSS, .js, and then this part here. Notice we've got this, and then this just deals with React and strict mode and stuff. But almost everything else doesn't change. We're just going to leave it the way that it is, and then we're simply going to change certain elements here. So let me just do this. Let me just delete everything and then do this. Okay. So now we're importing our React there, and then we've got our React DOM, React, and then we've got our index.css, and then from there, and then we've got React DOM render, and then from there it's rendering there, which is basically the same thing that we had. It's just that this, the only difference is that we imported a Bootstrap. See that? So we just imported Bootstrap because it needs to be there. We need to point. See that at this line to import the Bootstrap. See, so we just imported that Bootstrap there. So yeah, I think now we should be sorted. I think now we should be sorted. So yeah. So if there's anything else that comes into play, let's see if we like, let's run this item there. Let's run this item there. I'm just gonna go back to my what you call this, to my command. I need to okay, I need to open this, so I'm just gonna okay. Hopefully, crossing fingers, let's hope it's gonna work now. Okay. So I'm opening the command. I want to run it from the command. Oh, okay. I want to run it from the command. So let me share the command with you. I just had to maneuver into the file. If you see that, like payroll system, that's where we are. And then from there, other under payroll system. So I need to navigate to my front end folder. So cd front end, because that is where I am. Front end, and then now inside here, I need to start npm start. So I'm starting the what you call the local host. I'm starting the local host. I don't have a database yet, so I'm not so sure because I want to make use of a database. So if it will allow for that particular handshake. So, but it's reading. There we go. Front end point or start. Then it's React scripts start. So if there's one thing that you guys need to understand is um, the daily life of any programmer is fixing issues. So you always cross your fingers because you do not know what is wrong with your app or what is right with it, even though you might have coded everything to, um, to the best of your abilities, but you never know what's going to happen. And you're going to need a computer that's a little bit faster also at the same time. Because, yeah, especially now if you've got the back end and the front end, now you've got so many components that are trying to communicate with each other and stuff. So sometimes it will take a little bit longer for it to communicate, send and receive requests and stuff. Okay, there we go. Says that our app compiled successfully. Okay, let's see. It's actually opened the browser because it's supposed to open the browser. As soon as it's done, it opens the browser and you're supposed to have something showing on your screen. So I'm trying to see if I have something that is open on my screen, but okay. And it opened the wrong thing. Okay, let me do this, save all. Okay, it's giving me a bunch of issues here that I need to work on. If you can see that, it's telling me a bunch of issues that I need to work on. Okay, it's telling me that there's some stuff that they can't find. I need to work on that. Employee form, it is there. Can't resolve the React Bootstrap there. Okay, why am I getting these kind of errors there? Okay, I need to sort this out. See, a lot of unexpected errors here that you get left and right. Okay, I need to sort out this thing. Okay, oh, let me share. I forgot. So we're fixing the issue together. Let's see. So the errors that I was getting, because I needed to close that because I can't edit. So the errors that I was getting, there were a bunch of errors there. And then the first one was saying that I need to resolve the React DOM. So yeah, I need to fix that issue there. So let me do this cd error system. And then cd fragment. And then from there, and then I'm going to install the what you call the router. So let me install that npm install React router. Install that. Wanted me to install these items one by one. Okay, it's installing. So I need to install those two. I also need to install what you call this, the the the, the React Bootstrap, because I'm using a component that I actually did not have, because it was supposed to come, pre-installed with Bootstrap, but Bootstrap I think is not fixing that. So some of these things there, because if it's not there, rather go and reinstall these items there. Okay, talks about vulnerabilities, but not my issue here. And if ever I need that, then I'm gonna do it. So now I said that I need to install React Bootstrap, npm install React boot, excuse me, Bootstrap, and then inside of Bootstrap. Something like that. I think. Let me see. Okay, still the same stuff. So now I think I'm okay. Then npm start. Let's see. Another error. Switch imported switch was not found in the reactor DOM. See these things here. So these are my dependencies there, possible exports. Okay, I think there's something that I need to work on here. Switch. Which module was switch on? Let me go and try to fix that one there. Switch or in app.js. Okay, let me try to fix that. Let's go and fix it together. There's a lot. It's a lot going on here. My app. Okay, there we go. So, and we said app.js, right? This one. App.js. Okay. Okay, they switch here. So I have to change that switch there to what? A root instead of yeah. I have to change it to root. So because according to the information that I have here, they gave me a bunch there. So there we go. We have got roots here. Use roots and stuff. So they're saying that I'm supposed to use roots instead of switch. Where is roots? Yes, there is roots there. So I have to use that. So I need to change that switch there. Okay. So I'm going to call that and switch. Let's see. So which means I need to change this here. So I'm importing what? The router, the root, and the routes. And okay, let's see. I need to save all. Then, okay, we're compiling again. We're compiling again. So let me just move back to the command. Do you see how important the command prompt is? Very, very important, the command prompt. Just waiting for it to finish compiling here. Oh, it's taking a bit long here to compile because what I wanted to do is to show you like the results of this thing, how it's gonna look. So it's taking a little bit long. To show you the components here because it's not compiling. It's taking time. Yeah, guys, this thing is taking too long, eh? Or should I just maybe restart the PowerShell once? Let me restart the shell because this thing is taking too long. Okay, save. Okay, saved everything. Then okay, so guys, what is waiting for this server to start up? I hope that all the errors that I had are basically done. So now, do you guys see the application of Bootstrap? Like when it comes to Bootstrap, let me do this. Oh, my computer is also acting up on its own here. When it comes to Bootstrap, like it's just a matter of you importing Bootstrap, and there's a bunch of things that you need to import for you to start up, especially when it comes to Bootstrap. There, we need to import a certain number of things, and then as soon as you are done with importing that, and then it's all about also using the components that are there, especially given on the documentation. That is why if you're dealing with a table, you just work with the table according to the components that have been given to you. The thing is, my computer is acting up a little bit here, and then okay, let's see. This thing is starting up now. Because I want to open Bootstrap here on my side so that you guys can see, according to the documentation, how you actually wrap these things around instead, like for them to look a specific way. Okay, so while I'm just waiting for this here to, to start up, let me share this Bootstrap thing. And then we talk about some of these components, especially when it comes to Bootstrap. Okay, there. Okay, so now this is Bootstrap here. This is the documentation part. So you can always open the website to see where you can, look at the app, especially when actually like to look at how you can download Bootstrap and stuff, which is the home button where you can just always go and click on the home icon there. Now, when it comes to this other side here, you notice here getting started with Bootstrap. So let me go to the introduction part here. So now when it comes to getting started with Bootstrap, like everything, if you check on the left-hand side here, it gives you the sort of a menu, if I can put it like that. It gives you something like that, which is sort of a menu there, so that you can go through the items that you've been given, and then you can just browse through and see how, like, what in what ways can can you format your website or your web app. Now here, getting started now. When you're getting started, you notice that Bootstrap is a powerful front feature-packed front-end toolkit. You can build anything from prototype to production in minutes. That's what they're saying. And then from there, you notice they talks about basically um, the behavior. If I can say that, it talks about basically the behavior. You notice there. Now you can create an HTML file, but now, when it comes to Bootstrap is usually, it does work, but it works better if it has JS. It works better with JS there. Okay. Okay. The thing is done here, but it's still not showing. It's just showing a blank app according to the item there. I'll just show you just now. But anyway, now what I was saying that when it comes to Bootstrap, this is where we're dealing with Bootstrap there. So go to the JavaScript side, and then you check there. When it comes to JavaScript, like bring Bootstrap to life with our optimal JavaScript plugins, because they make use of these plugins there. And then hence, there's this thing called Vue. This is one of the uh, development toolkits that actually use frameworks. Actually, it's called a framework that I actually use there, which is Vue. But right now, what we're using is we're using React. If you check there, there is something called React Bootstrap. So let me click on it so that you guys can see that. So now React Bootstrap, you've got the components there, and then you've got like, so I'm just gonna click on get started, and then you can see the different ways. This is how you actually install it, and then the installation, and then this is how you import. You notice that if you're importing, you import a button, and then, or yes, ideally you can just import using brackets there, but preferably do not use brackets. And I was busy using these brackets there, but preferably do not use brackets there. So now when you're importing, let's say that you should import individual components like the buttons there rather than an entire library, because you don't need to import the entire library. It's going to take a lot of time to compile and to download what you need. But when you're importing the components there, you can just import them individually there. You see, like the thing is, it's already been given to you. All these items are given to you. Even the code is actually given to you there. So if you check there in the styling, you see that they're saying that the following line can be included in index.js or app.js when you just say, you just write the bracket there and then you import. You see, you just import that. And then when you import that file, and then you've got, you see that. So if you check the JS that I have, it is actually there. That particular piece of line there, it is actually there. I think it's under, for me, I put it under index.js. It's there. Import, bootstrap, dist, and what, all that stuff there. And then from there, and then they also tell you what else to do. How and which bootstrap style you include is up to you. But the simplest way to include the latest styles from the CDN is making use of this. You notice the link, style sheet, and then you've got all this stuff there, integrity and stuff like that. And then you also have SASS. You can also, you're actually allowed also to include that. But this you can just go through and study on your own to check what it is. It's just something that you can learn in like a day. And then you can customize your bootstrap like that. You can customize it. It is up to you. But mostly you are going to learn to how to customize your bootstrap. And notice here, this one here talks about, you know, dealing with buttons as links. You see, even the let's say button is a, which means link. That's what a means. And then from there, and then you've got two types of and then from there, and then you've got two types of variations there. And notice here, now even the direction, you tell it to stack in a certain way. You notice like the CSS that we're doing, we used to write all this there, and then you tell it in block, what, display block or display in line and stuff like that. But the code is already being given to you. You just have to change these items here. You just have to change these items here for the code to behave how you want. That's one thing. You see the gap is 2, and then it's horizontal there. You can make it vertical. You can increase the gap. It's up to you. And then button as a link, which is the text that is written inside there. And then the text, it is up to you, whatever text that you want to write. See, even headings, can you see that you can do that same thing with headings there, whereby you are making use of your bootstrap for you to work around with your headings. And then the themes, same applies. So now there's a lot, like that was just the introduction part, and then you can go there all the way to theming. You can deal with the theming and the themes and everything else. You just format it. The best way to learn this is always just to play around with it. Just to play around with it, see what actually works for you. So these are basically when you're like getting started, so that you get an understanding. Then from there, then there's the layout whereby you've got your grades, and then you've got your what you call your breakpoints, your grades, and then you've got your stacks there. See, depending on how, if you want to write your item stack like that, it's up to you. This is vertical. I spoke about this. And then you can also have, you see, so you import stack from React, Bootstrap, and then from there the function vertical example, and then from there you write these things vertically. But if you want to make them horizontal, you come and you tell it that is supposed to write what you call a horizontal stack, like this there. Notice there, it is the only difference is here. See that the direction, stack direction horizontal, stack direction vertical. See that, but here there is no direction because this comes as standard. This always comes as standard, but if you need to be very specific, be specific about it. And then also, and then you've got all these horizontal lines and things like that. You can change these items. You notice that everything is in one, and then you can create a gap between the first and the second item there. You can do that. Just play around with the items that you have there, and then also create. If got the grid systems also that are there, you can create the items there. You see, one of one, one of three, or things like that. Those are grids. Usually, when you're creating footers, this is what you use for footers. You use this layout item, and then you make use of this as the layout item there. Create a bunch of columns there. Then also you've got forms. Forms have got a lot of items there on them. And then, like for instance, what we're working with, notice that this is a form that's done. You've got the name, email, and then you've got password there, and then you've got check me out, the check button there. Then you notice there is the code. You notice the thing that you're talking about, the form groups. See, the code is always given to you. What you just need to do is you come, you copy it, you paste it wherever that you need to do on your React app, and then from there you're done. You're done. Simple like that. You're simple done there. Depending on, you might need maybe to edit a bunch of things before the return. Then you need to change a couple of names there. Same applies with form controls there, which is basically what you're simply looking at there. And then you can disable and enable items there. That is all up to you. You notice there, and then you can input randomly and stuff. Like you can do almost anything that you want. Even like notice here, file input. You can even, that thing whereby you can click here, maybe let's say to input a file. This here is that to input files and stuff. You're actually allowed to do that. You notice. So and then you've got form text, the type of the text that you have with the password. Like for instance, the type for password, you've got type password, then you've got type for a text, where it's text. You've got type for a date, which is called date, time, local, and then all of that stuff there. And then you've got your select, you've got your check buttons. See, all of that, the code is given to you. So it's all about just a matter of coming, copy, and paste. That is why we speak about documentation so much, because it helps you that much, the documentation there. So now back on this side, if I will show you, like my app finished compiling, but for some weird reason it's still not running. I don't know why it's not showing anything. You see that it compiled successfully, everything else is fine. But now for it to move over to the window where it's supposed to show, it's not showing. It's just blank. Just blank. I don't know if it's my computer or what, but it's just blank like that. And then it's not showing anything. So I need to figure out why. But anyway, I hope you guys saw the application of Bootstrap. Like Bootstrap is just a matter of it's a matter of copy and paste. It's there. You just take the code from the website and you paste it where it's actually needed, and then you edit it. That is the same thing with a lot of the APIs that you're going to be making use. This is made so that your work becomes easier. You do not have to design your work from down all the way up, because everything has been done for you. So it's just a matter of you simply using what is there for you to actually work. So I think today I can end here if there is no questions from you guys. Are there any questions from you guys? Hello? Pascalina? Hi,
Hi, sir.
how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm picking on you today because
Hi,
everyone's
Bo.
quiet.
Yeah.
But is this whole bootstrap thing making sense though?
Yes. Yes. Sorry about it. Yes, I'm getting what you're saying, that Bootstrap is there and that we can always copy and paste from it to the app or the whatever that we're building. Now, my question is, how do you know as to which part of the code you're supposed to copy?
How do you know as to which part of the code you're
Yes,
supposed to
because
copy?
I
Now,
heard you saying that.
yeah,
Yes, I heard you saying that. Let's say you would need to go there to the Bootstrap and copy it and then paste it onto whatever
the
um
the
pa-
components.
yes. So how
Yeah.
do you now?
Okay. How do you know is it's a matter of what exactly are you doing in your app. For instance, check here. Say in my app, let me share this screen. I'm sharing the bootstrap screen side. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. So let's say I'm here. Bootstrap here. Say I'm here under Bootstrap. And then from there, then I've got a form that I have. In this particular form, there are certain things that I need to do. I want a person to be able to put a name, a surname, an email address, and maybe a phone number. It's a registration form. And I want them to click here to agree before they submit the form. If they are not doing anything, so which means the form needs to kick them out. So which means I've got validation at the same time. I've got a
Mm,
form that I need to create. You get that, right? So
yes.
now, if it's like that, then which means now, whenever I'm working with Bootstrap, now Bootstrap, I can come. Bootstrap has got code for everything. You notice the very first part here talks about importing. What am I importing? One, I'm importing the use state. I'm importing the button, the columns, the forms, the input groups, and the rows. So the rows deals with these items there as the rows. And then the columns, how many columns am I working with in a particular row? And then from there, also need to deal with information that is there. You notice they even give you the JavaScript code. With the very first part there, they give you even the JavaScript code there. So now, as to how exactly am I going to copy, what exactly am I copying, that is entirely up to you, depending on what exactly do you want to accomplish at the end. Yeah. So you will, for my suggestion is rather copy everything and then edit out what you do not need. Do not partially copy, but copy everything and then edit out whatever that you need to edit out.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It makes a
Oh,
lot of sense now.
okay, cool. So guys, so even the tables, you notice there is different types of tables that you have that you can literally create using Bootstrap. So at the end of the day, it's about you. What exactly are you planning to do? What exactly um, do you wanna do with those tables, or like what the information that you have? What exactly do you wanna do with them, with that particular information? So, but the trick is everything has been given to you. You notice here, you also even have tabs, like all those tabs. Remember that, like when you need those kind of tabs there, you can even just do that. You see, import a tab. You have those tabs there. I'm pretty sure you've seen those apps that have got tabs like this at the top. All of that thing you can do. Your what you call your code can actually do that. It's everything that is there in Bootstrap. But you can make it as nice as you want, however that you want. So now, any further questions or no more questions from you guys? Any further questions? Okay. If we do not have any questions, guys, I think we can end today here. And then I have no clue why my app is not working so far. So because everything else is fine, it compiles perfectly. There's nothing wrong here. So maybe I just need to optimize it, and I'll check about the optimization sometime later. But yeah, so far you guys have a good day. Then we'll talk again tomorrow. Hey guys.
Bye, sir. Bye, everyone.
I say bye, everyone.